Hey there, Broncos Country. Are you guys ready for what I've got to tell you today? Because a move just went down that could completely change the direction of our offense in the coming weeks. A familiar face is coming back home. A guy who knows Sean Payton's system like nobody else. A player who's already worn the orange and blue and knows exactly what needs to be done on the field. But is this signing the answer we've been waiting for? Or is it just another piece in the giant puzzle that Payton is putting together? Stick with me until the end because this conversation is going to heat up, and I want to hear each and every one of your opinions, Denver Broncos family. Listen up, folks. Let's get straight to the point because this news is one of those that shows how Sean Payton works behind the scenes. The Denver Broncos just signed Lil Jordan Humphrey, pulling him right off the New York Giants practice squad. And check this out. This guy is no stranger to us. He already played here in Denver in the 2023 and 2024 seasons. So we're talking about a reunion, about a guy coming back home knowing exactly where every room is. Now, let me tell you something that few people know. The connection between Humphrey and Sean Payton goes way back. The two already worked together in New Orleans when Payton was running the Saints. So it's not just about knowing the Broncos system, no sir. This receiver knows Payton's mind, knows the plays he likes, knows the schemes, even knows the way the coach thinks during the game. That's pure gold, Denver Broncos family. That's the kind of chemistry you can't buy, can't train overnight. That's built over years. And check this out. This past offseason, the Broncos tried to re-sign Humphrey during free agency. But you know how it is, right? The guy chose to go to New York, try a new experience with the Giants. But things don't always work out the way we plan. Sometimes the grass looks greener on the other side. But when you get there, you realize that the place where you were happy was right in front of you all along. And that's exactly what happened. With a roster spot opening up during the season, both the Broncos and Humphrey saw the perfect opportunity to reunite. And man, what timing! Because our offense, let's be honest here, has been struggling with consistency. We've got talented players, no doubt about it, but we lack that depth, that versatility that makes all the difference in crucial moments. Now, let's talk about who Lil Jordan Humphrey really is. Because a lot of people might look at his stats and think, well, the guy doesn't have crazy numbers. And you know what I'm going to tell you? Not every football player needs to have crazy numbers to be extremely valuable to the team. There are those guys who do the dirty work, who create space for others, who block, who catch the ball when necessary, and who simply make the team function better as a whole, and Humphrey is exactly that type of player. During his time here with the Broncos, he became a quiet but extremely important contributor. The guy is known for his blocking ability, his physical presence on the field, and his capacity to play multiple roles on both offense and special teams. You know that player the coach looks at and says, I trust this guy in any situation. Well, that's what we're talking about. Sean Payton himself has already commented on Humphrey last season. And check out what he said, because this sums it all up. The guy is the type of player every coach loves. He's physical, tough, and does those little things that don't always show up on the stat sheet. And man, that's so true. How many times have we seen a perfect block that frees up a running back to gain 10 yards? How many times have we seen a receiver who holds the cornerback just long enough for another guy to get open? Those plays don't show up on the highlight reel, but they win games, Broncos Country. Let's look at his career numbers because this helps understand the player's profile. Before going to the Giants, Humphrey played 34 games in his career. During that period, he caught 44 receptions, accumulated 455 yards, and scored 4 touchdowns. Are these modest numbers? Maybe, but remember what I said? Not everyone needs to be the 1,000-yard guy to be important, and look at what happened to him in New York this season. So far, he's only managed 4 receptions for 55 yards. No touchdowns. And this shows one thing very clearly. Sometimes the system makes all the difference. You can be a competent player, but if the scheme doesn't fit your skills, you simply can't shine. On the other hand, when you're in a system you know, with a coach who knows exactly how to use you, everything changes. And that's why his return to Denver could be that spark that was missing. Because he's going to arrive here comfortable, knowing exactly what Payton expects from him, familiar with the plays, with the schemes, with his teammates. There won't be that adjustment period that normally exists when you sign someone new. The guy is going to come in and produce immediate results. Now, let's talk about the real situation of our offense, because this is important to understand why this signing makes so much sense. We've been facing consistency and depth problems in our receiver group. Some days the offense works perfectly. Some days we stall. And part of that happens because we lack versatility. We lack having different options to attack the opposing defense. With Humphrey's return, we gain exactly that: familiarity and flexibility. The guy knows Payton's system, understands the running schemes that we use a lot, and has already shown he can contribute when called upon. And that's no small thing, Denver Broncos family. Look at what he did in the 2023 season with us. The guy played 17 games, caught 13 passes for 162 yards, and scored 3 touchdowns. But here comes a detail that many people don't pay attention to. He played 40% of the team's special teams snaps. 40%? That means the guy was on the field all the time helping in different aspects of the game. And there's more. His versatility is impressive. Humphrey can play wide, can play in the slot, can even play in tighter formations near the line. This ability to adapt to different positions gives Payton a huge range of options. You can design different plays, you can confuse the defense, you can create favorable situations. And in modern football, versatility is gold. Now, I know what you guys must be thinking, but man, this signing isn't that bombshell move that's going to be in all the headlines. And you're right, it's not. But you know what? This is classic Sean Payton. The guy doesn't just make those flashy moves that everyone gives a standing ovation to. He also makes these surgical, calculated moves that bring exactly what the team needs at the right time. He brings in a trusted veteran who knows the system, who fills a specific role, and who adds immediate value to both the offense and special teams. And you know why? Because Payton doesn't just think about next Sunday's game. He thinks about the entire season. He thinks about the playoffs. He thinks about building a complete, balanced team that can compete at a high level from start to finish. And there's another important detail that made this signing even more necessary. Marvin Mims is dealing with an injury. And when you lose a player, even temporarily, you need to have someone to cover that position. You can't just leave a hole in the roster and hope for the best. You need to have depth. You need to have options. And that's exactly what Humphrey brings. Look at how things fit together perfectly. We had a need, Humphrey was available, he already knows everything here, and boom, Sean Payton makes the magic happen. This is the type of move that doesn't win Best Signing of the Week award, but that could be the difference between converting an important third down or not, between keeping the drive alive or having to punt the ball back, between winning a close game or losing by a field goal, and that's what you guys need to understand. Broncos Country. Football isn't just about the superstars, about the guys who appear in commercials, about those players everyone knows by name. It's about building a complete roster where every piece fits perfectly. It's about having the right guy for the right moment. It's about building depth at every position. Humphrey isn't going to be the team's #1 receiver. He's not going to be that guy who catches 100 balls in a season. But he's going to be that guy who catches the important ball on 3rd and 6, who makes the crucial block that allows the running back to explode for a 15-yard gain, who's always in the right place when the quarterback needs a safe option. And that, my friends, is worth much more than any pretty statistic. Think about it with me. How many times have we seen teams full of stars that don't win anything? And how many times have we seen balanced teams, with players who complement each other, winning championships? Football is a team sport. It doesn't help to have a Mahomes if you don't have an offensive line to protect him. It doesn't help to have an Aaron Donald if you don't have other players on defense to help. You need a complete team, and Sean Payton understands this better than anyone. The guy won a Super Bowl. The guy has already built championship teams. He knows exactly which pieces he needs to make the machine work perfectly. Now let's talk about what this means for the rest of the season. We're in the middle of the campaign, fighting to secure a playoff spot, and every game is a final. We can't make mistakes anymore. We can't have excuses anymore. And having another option on offense, having more depth, having a guy who can come in and contribute immediately, that can make all the difference in the games ahead. Imagine this situation. We're in a close game. 5 minutes left, needing to put together a crucial drive. Then suddenly the opposing defensive coordinator decides to run a specific coverage that takes our main receivers out of the play. What do? You've got Humphrey. You've got a guy who can play multiple positions, who can be that safety valve for the quarterback, who can make that important catch that keeps the drive alive. Or imagine we're in a short third down situation. The defense is expecting a run, but then you put Humphrey in a specific formation, he makes a devastating block, and suddenly you have a huge gain that completely changes the momentum of the game. It's these little things, Denver Broncos family, that make the difference between a good season and a special season. And look, I'm not here saying this signing is going to solve all our problems. It won't. The offense still needs to improve in several areas. We still need to find more consistency. Still need to reduce mistakes. But this is a step in the right direction. It's another tool in Sean Payton's toolbox. It's another option when things get tough. And there's one thing I find fascinating about this whole situation. Humphrey could have stayed in New York. He could have stayed there, waiting for an opportunity. But when the Broncos called, when the chance to come back arose, he jumped at it. And that says a lot about the environment Sean Payton has created here. It says a lot about how players view this organization. Nobody wants to go back to a bad place. People want to go back to places where they were happy, where they were valued, where they had success. So when a player chooses to come back to the Broncos, that's an extremely positive sign. It means we're building something special here. It means players believe in what's being done. It means the team culture is on the right track. And hey, Broncos Country, if you're enjoying this exclusive content about our team, if you want to stay on top of all the news, analysis, and behind the scenes of the Denver Broncos, then don't waste time. Click that red subscribe button down below. Hit the bell so you don't miss any videos, because here we live and breathe football every single day. And those who are true Denver Broncos family don't miss out on this, right? Look, I'm going to be really honest with you guys here. I know a lot of people are going to look at this signing and think it's no big deal. But I completely disagree. I think this type of move shows Sean Payton's maturity as a coach and shows that he's learned from past mistakes. Because how many times have we seen coaches trying to win games only with stars? Trying to solve all problems with that big signing, with that famous name? And in the end, the team doesn't work because those complementary pieces are missing. The guys who do the dirty work are missing. Payton isn't falling into that trap. He's building a real roster, brick by brick. He's bringing in players who fit the system, who know the scheme, who add value in multiple areas. And that's exactly what championship teams do. And I'll tell you something, I bet Humphrey is going to surprise a lot of people in the coming weeks. Because when you put a competent player in the right system, with a coach who knows how to use him, good things happen. The guy will have opportunities, he'll be on the field in the right situations, and he'll contribute significantly. So don't underestimate the signing, folks. It may not be the main headline, but it could be the piece that was missing to make everything fit together perfectly. And when we're celebrating a playoff berth in a few weeks, you can be sure that Humphrey will have had his role in it. And now, Denver Broncos family, it's time to hear from you. What do you guys think of this Lil Jordan Humphrey signing? Do you believe he's going to be able to give that boost to our offense? Do you think Sean Payton is building the right roster to chase the playoffs? And more importantly, what do you expect to see from this guy in the coming weeks? Drop down in the comments and let's debate. I want to know each person's opinion. And if you enjoyed this video, you already know. Leave that thumbs up. Share it with friends who are Broncos Country. And stay tuned because there's a lot more content coming. The season is heating up. The games are getting more and more crucial. And we're going to be here covering every play, every signing, every move our team makes. Because when you're true Broncos Country, you live this 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So that's it, folks. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the constant support. And we'll see you in the next video with more fresh Denver Broncos news. A big hug to the whole family and bring on the playoffs. Until next time, Broncos Country.